Bulgari decided to go ahead with this huge investment basically for two reasons. The first one is that the company is growing. On the other hand, our two historical workshops, both are saturated right now, so we had no other option either to enlarge them, which was not possible, or to restart from a greenfield, which we did on the new site, which will allow us to follow and support the strong demand of Bulgari.
The new Manifattura has the objective of becoming the only manufacturing facilities in Valenza for Bulgari.
The principal benefit of the new Bulgari plant is the rationalization of the production process.
For Bulgari, the prime objective obviously was to secure all our 400 craftsmen to make sure that we wouldn't lose anyone transitioning to a new site. Therefore, the new site had to be very close to the existing one, hence Valenza again. And the second point was also to hook even better with the unique Piemontese goldsmithing tradition.
A young goldsmith named Francesco Caramora moved from Pavia to Valenza to start a new trade, and it has been certified that he was the first goldsmith in Valenza. In 1826 he went to live in the area where we built the Manifattura, and therefore it was called the Cascina dell'Orefice, which translates in the goldsmith's farm. And we believe there is definitely a connection, an evolution, a continuity for Bulgari to build in that particular area.
Today we have the chance to have Bulgari, so the legacy of Sotirio Bulgari, an equally young entrepreneur who joined Italy in 1884 to found his own workshop in Roma, meeting with another pioneer of jewelry, of goldsmithing, Francesco Caramora, and today with that new location, both Sotirio and Francesco are meeting, even though in history they were from two different generations, but two of the most famous names ever of the excellence of Italian jewelry, of the excellence of Piemontese goldsmithing, today are meeting on the new Valenza Manifattura on this site, very, very famous for the Caramora family, nowadays associated with the Bulgari family.
It's been a very challenging project, but I think we've done a great job in finishing the work in about 18 months. We started in July 2015 and we finished within December.
The project was oversaw by Open Project, an architectural studios of Bologna. The project focused primarily on aspects of environmental and energy efficiency. For example, we create a water management system to cut consumption. We use energy from renewable and alternative sources, and we strictly control the building's performances in terms of energy. We create an in-house environmental monitoring system for determining the healthfulness, safety and comfort of work areas.
Bulgari has always been an important player in the corporate social responsibility arena. As a matter of fact, we joined the Association Responsible Jewelry Council in 2006, and since then we've been playing an important part in the association. For us, it's very important to have a network of suppliers which complies with all the procedures. They allow every company working with us to be the right social responsible citizen that we expect them to be.
The company has adopted an attentive approach to employee mobilities, producing a home work mobility plan. Before preparing this plan, we conducted a survey of our employees to find out how they travel to work. We came up with the idea of providing a shuttle service. At the same time, we set up a carpooling partnership with JoJob. This solution will result in optimal use of parking facility, a total of about 317 spots, benefiting workers and the community.
Today, Bulgari employs close to 5,000 people worldwide and 1,100 in Italy. Out of those 1,100, 400 are already on the new Valenza site. They are the craftsmen corresponding to those who did work in Solonghello and in the old Valenza site. So regrouping the two sites, we have now 400 people. And in the next 3-4 years, we will recruit, train, develop another 300, so increasing our headcount by close to 80%. For Bulgari, craftsmanship is really at the very core of the company excellence. Craftsmanship is at the very core as well of the company expertise. And one of the reasons why people so much desire Bulgari is that it has been designed, crafted, and eventually finished by very expert people who have these incredible manual skills which allow to craft a masterpiece which is eventually very close to art. Often they come themselves from goldsmith families, and nowadays in a digital world it's more and more difficult to attract people to this beautiful expertise, and therefore we are creating an academy which will allow us, in complementarity with other regional, local or national Italian institutions like the Foral, to get more young people into the beautiful art of jewelry.
We want to provide not only an outsourced training to the best candidate we will hire, the most passionate and talented. We want also to give them an in-house extra training opportunities in a dedicated area, 214 square meters of an internal school that we name Bulgari Jewelry Academy.
Jewelry Academy is an important step for us, the first time that we established a Jewelry Academy. The objective at the beginning is to be able to help us recruit the best young goldsmiths. Obviously this will come to a close around 2021.
When we'll have accomplished that, basically we have two options. One is that we're going to further hire people, because it's not said that by 2021, given the strong demand that Bulgari is meeting on the market, we might need further capacity. So we will obviously continue regularly to add people, perhaps not as many as in the first 4 years, but we'll add people. And on the other hand, within Bulgari values, education is very important. And so this academy might move gradually from a purely internal academy into a semi-public academy, which would service the Piemontese region, and which will service all those young talents who want and dream one day to become a goldsmith. And so it could have this kind of twin status, probably in collaboration with the Piemontese region. Jewelry is first a market where you have a strong global trend for growth. This comes basically from the fact that jewelry corresponds to very emotional and important turning points in life in all civilizations, from wedding to engagement to anniversary. So universally, jewelry has ever been the main celebration masterpiece of turning points in life. And secondly, it's made only and exclusively of precious materials. We talk about platinum, we talk about gold, about extraordinary and rare gems like the diamonds, the emeralds, the sapphire, the ruby. And all those precious materials first have been fascinating mankind since thousands of years. They have ever been precious, and they will be even more desired in the future as we grow. We know that those resources are becoming rarer and rarer. So a Bulgari ring or necklace which you buy today probably will be worth 10 times its value in 50 years down the road, exactly as we see nowadays in the main auctions when people do buy Bulgari vintage page from the 60s, from the 50s. Often those pieces go at very, very high value respectively to their original commercial value.
Bulgari is 100% made in Italy, Bulgari jewelry, and it was always been like that, and we have no interest, no strategic vision of producing outside of Italy. We believe that Italy is the land for craftsmanship and creativity, and therefore we want to definitely maximize that know-how. Bulgari is one of the top jewelers in the world, and today we produce only for Bulgari. We sustain ourselves. In the group there is a clear strategy of each brand sustaining itself, and therefore Bulgari works only for Bulgari.
We talk about laboratorio, manifattura, just manufacture means by manu and in English. It's a very manual activity. So most of the 300 jobs we're going to create are obviously jobs directly related to craftsmanship. So we talk about obviously goldsmithing, we talk about gem setting, we talk about precious metals polishing, milling, machinery. So all those antique expertise, if I may say so, because eventually nothing has much changed in the field of goldsmiths and precious gems over the last 3,000 or 4,000 years. So basically, it's a huge laboratory workshop in terms of size, but what's under the roof is first and foremost craftsmen, mostly Italian, expressing all the Italian excellence. Often people who did inherit this gift and skills from the parents, because in Piemonte, which is really the birth of goldsmithing in Italy, we talk now about 4 to 5 generations of goldsmiths, and often in Bulgari Manifattura you find people whose fathers and grandfathers already had this skill and were working in this expertise.
Valenza is a very important city for many years where jewelry, high jewelry is produced in general in the industry. Bulgari, which gets all its inspirations, creative inspirations from Rome, where all the symbols that we have take form, come alive in Valenza, because that's where in Valenza we produce the most iconic product for us in the B01 in the last 20 years, Parentesi, the new one, Diva, in the last 4 years, all the way up to the high jewelry Serpenti, which has been one of the most successful stories in our history.